Here is a simple question. Would you rather have $50 right now or $100 exactly 1 year from today? Most people, if they are honest, feel a real pull toward the $50 today, even though the math clearly favors waiting. Now here is a second question. Would you rather have $50 in 5 years or $100 in 6 years? Almost everyone instantly picks the $100, waiting the extra year without hesitation. The math in both questions is identical. Only the starting point moved further into the future. Yet your patience completely flips, depending on whether the reward is close enough to actually feel real right now. As if time itself only started mattering once it touched the present moment. Everything beyond that point blurring into something far less convincing, no matter how mathematically certain that future reward actually is. Psychologists call this present bias. It describes the tendency to overvalue immediate rewards compared to future rewards, far more heavily than a consistent, rational discount would ever justify. Your brain does not treat time evenly. A reward available right now feels vivid, certain, and emotionally real. A reward available in a year feels abstract, distant, and almost hypothetical, even if it is mathematically guaranteed to be worth twice as much. This is not simply impatience in general. It is a specific bias toward the present moment itself, where anything happening today gets an emotional boost that identical rewards happening later simply do not receive, no matter how carefully you try to think it through logically, since the emotional pull of right now rarely waits for logic to finish catching up. Researchers demonstrated this using a simple experiment involving movie choices. Participants were asked to choose between watching an easy, entertaining film or a demanding, thought-provoking film. When the choice applied to right now, most participants chose the easy, entertaining option. When the exact same choice applied to a future date, participants overwhelmingly predicted they would choose the demanding, thought-provoking film instead. Future you always sounds far more disciplined than present, you actually turns out to be. When that future date eventually arrived and became the present moment, the same participants who confidently predicted watching something demanding usually reached for the easy option all over again, almost as if their earlier prediction had been made by a completely different person, one who was never actually going to be the one sitting down to watch the film, let alone experience the consequences of that particular choice. This same pattern quietly wrecks some of the biggest decisions people make. Retirement savings get delayed year after year because the immediate comfort of spending money today always feels more real than a retirement account decades away. Diets get abandoned. The moment a tempting dessert actually appears in front of someone, even though that same person genuinely intended to eat healthy when they made their meal plan the night before. Assignments get pushed to the last possible moment because the relief of relaxing today always outweighs the abstract future stress of an approaching deadline, right up until that future deadline suddenly becomes today, forcing present you to scramble through the exact stress that past you, casually assumed future you would handle calmly, without ever consulting future you about whether that plan actually felt reasonable. The core problem is that your brain treats your future self almost like a completely different person, one you do not feel especially loyal to. Brain scans show that when people imagine themselves in the distant future, the pattern of activity looks strikingly similar to when they think about a total stranger, rather than when they think about themselves right now. This helps explain why people will confidently make promises on behalf of future them, like committing to a strict diet or an ambitious savings plan, the same way someone might casually volunteer a friend for a task without checking whether that friend actually wants to do it, except in this case, that friend is quietly you, whether or not you actually agreed to the arrangement in the first place. The most effective fix is not relying on willpower, since willpower is exactly what present bias quietly overrides in the moment. Instead, remove the decision from your future self entirely by setting up automatic systems in advance. While you are calm and thinking clearly about the long term, automatic transfers into a savings account before you can spend the money. Healthy food already prepared before hunger and temptation show up together. A task broken into smaller deadlines instead of one distant final deadline that still feels comfortably abstract today. You are not weak for struggling against present bias. You are simply fighting a wiring quirk that treats tomorrow as somebody else's problem. If this video explained why your past intentions keep losing to your present moment, subscribe, because future you is always counting on decisions present. you keeps putting off, one small delayed choice at a time.